Hey everyone, it's Dr. Mel here, and I have an exciting opportunity for you. I'm looking for 2 interns who would love to share your expertise in exchange for a scholarship to my Entrepreneur Academy. So if you've ever thought about starting your own educational consultancy, but you're just not quite sure exactly what you would do, I can help you with that. That's what you're going to learn in my Entrepreneur Academy. I'll help you figure out exactly where your interests, your purpose, your passions, your skills, all of your experiences, all of your expertise, where those align to be the perfect educational consultancy for you. So if you have some mad skills in social media marketing or email marketing or anything at all that you could help me in my business, then hit me up. I'm doing much of the work myself at this moment, and I could really use the help. And I know that there are some really creative educators out there who would love to exchange your services in order to learn how to start your own educational consultancy. I'm going to drop a link in the show notes. All you have to do is click on it, give me your name and email, and I will reach out to you with more information. Hello, empowered educators. I'm your host, Dr. Mel, and welcome back to the show, where I'm all about helping passionate educators just like you thrive in your careers. And today I want to talk about the power of reflective practice. So if you're looking to step into a leadership role and make a lasting impact, understanding how to reflect on your experiences can set you apart. This episode is packed with insights and practical steps to help you harness the power of reflection in your leadership journey. Let's get started. Hi, friend. Are you ready to move into a leadership position? Do you have interests and ambitions that you want to pursue, but feel like you don't know how to take that next step? Maybe you want to start your own coaching or consulting agency. I'm Mel, and I help educators define their career path through correct mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for your career transition. I will show you how to level up your leadership skills, share your expertise in a new way, create impact on a larger scale, and put your leadership in motion. As an educator for over 20 years, I started to feel underused and like I had more to give. I knew when the time had come for me to leave the classroom and affect change on a larger level. Now, I'm ready to help you determine where your talents and skills mesh with your passions and interests, put your leadership in motion, and move into that next phase of your educational career journey. Let me help you define your career path by having the right mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for that next leadership position. So power up and put your leadership in motion. Hey guys. As I have become more seasoned in my life, I have become more reflective about many things, especially when it comes to education and how I'm doing in certain areas. I really think about things that happen in my world and how they went, whether it be good or not so great, and how I can make it better if it wasn't great, or what went well, and how can I replicate that. And like I said, I've gotten much better at that in my seasoned age. We're just going to call it seasoned age, not midlife or anything like that. Although I'm completely fine with being in mid-age now, midlife, whatever you want to call it, middle age, midlife. Anyway, it's a great part of my life right now. I'm really enjoying growing still yet, learning some new things, and I love the relationship I have with my adult children. It's so amazing as a mom and an educator, or a parent. It doesn't have to just be a mom, but a parent and an educator, to watch your children step into their own and really only come to you when they need advice, or they want to bounce ideas off of you, or they need a thought partner. It's really a great dynamic to have this kind of relationship with your grown children. And I try to be the kind of parent who can say, so how'd that work out for you? Or what could you have done differently? And try to get them to be self-reflective as well. So why is reflective practice such a big deal, especially for an educator? It's all about taking a moment to think critically about your experiences and your actions. As someone who's likely been in education for a while, you know that leadership isn't just about making decisions on the fly. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you do have to make decisions on the fly, but most of the time you get a little bit of think time. And it's about understanding the impact of those decisions. By familiarizing yourself with the core principles of reflective practice, you're then setting the stage for a really deeper learning experience. So what does that look like for you? Well, first, you need to schedule some regular reflection time. I get it. Your schedule is packed. My schedule is packed, and I don't even work in the public school buildings anymore. Well, I do, but not every single day. But carving out dedicated time for reflection is so important, especially for your growth. Setting aside even just 15 minutes a day can make a world of difference. And this isn't about adding another task to your to-do list. It's about giving yourself the space to think and process everything that happened from the previous day or from the previous week. And you might find that a quiet morning cup of coffee, which I like to enjoy, or a peaceful moment after school is the perfect time for this. Before you leave your classroom, before you leave your office, maybe have a little bit of that reflection time. Use a journal or a note-taking app to jot down your thoughts. Now, I don't like to do that on an app. I like to actually write it down, and then I always have that journal. Jot down your thoughts, your experiences, and anything that you gained in the way of insights from everything that happened that day, especially if there's something big that has happened. Really reflect on that one moment, whether it be good or not so good. When you start jotting things down, you begin to see those patterns, and you can celebrate your successes. And you're also going to identify some areas where you need some growth, some work. And that's okay, because not everybody is perfect at everything or great at everything. You need some growth in your life. And if you think you need to be the building leader who knows everything and can do everything, you're going to burn out quickly. And you have some great people in your building who have some great skills. And you need to leverage your human capital to help you out and to be able to grow their skills as well. Reflective practice maybe can feel just a little bit overwhelming at first, but using structured tools can really simplify things. The journal that I mentioned earlier, there are some great journals to help organize your thoughts. And there are some really good ones out there that are almost like a graphic organizer in book form. But if you have just a plain journal, that's fine. You can find a different framework that you can apply to the journal. There are some frameworks like the Gibbs Reflective Cycle, which prompts you to describe an event and then explore your feelings about it, and then evaluate what went well and what didn't, and then plan for what you'll do next time. And another one is called the Kolb's Learning Cycle, and it's a framework that consists of 4 stages. The first one is concrete experience, where you immerse yourself in a new situation. Reflective observation, which encourages you to analyze what happened and your feelings about what happened. There's abstract conceptualization, where you draw lessons and insights from your reflections. And then active experimentation, where you apply what you've learned into new contexts. And this is a cyclical process, so the point is that you continually refine your practices and deepen your understanding of effective leadership, and then inspire those around you to embrace a mindset of growth and improvement. Both of these frameworks can help you break down some complex situations into those manageable or bite-sized parts, making it easier to draw meaningful insights from your reflections. Plus, they just give you a clear roadmap for improvement. And when we think about reflective practices, we really kind of put it in the context of doing it on your own, reflective on your own. But you can engage in reflective conversations as well. Engaging in reflective conversations with peers can enrich your understanding, and open your eyes to new perspectives. Everybody has a different perspective, or maybe even just slightly different. But when you put everybody's perspectives together, you get this really big picture of what something can look like. So consider forming a small group of fellow educators or mentors who are interested in reflection. Now, I've always heard that it's best to have 3 to 5, but not too many, because once you get more than that, then you have too many perspectives and it's really hard to figure out a solution. Research says that when you add that 6th person, of course, then you're going to have the same number. So you may need a tiebreaker person. But once you add that 7th person, the decision-making power of the group is actually reduced by 10%. And your group is great for regularly gathering to discuss your experiences. Maybe once a week, maybe once a month, whatever that looks like for you and your specific group of people. You talk about what's working, what's not working, and everything in between. And this is your little support group for growth. Your conversations can help you see things from different angles and inspire new ideas, because you know how it is. You bounce things off of each other. And don't forget, iron sharpens iron. Plus, sharing your challenges can help lighten that load when you're trying to navigate a leadership role, because you have different perspectives on how to solve those problems. The ultimate goal of reflective practice is to actually translate your insights into real change. Take some action on it. One of the points of reflective practice is to identify specific areas where you want to grow or improve, and then develop a clear plan to tackle them. Do some backward planning. Do some bite-sized steps. This might involve setting new goals. Maybe the goals you had weren't really what you needed. Maybe they were too big and you need to pare them down a little bit to get to the end goal. Maybe you just need to try a different strategy, and your support group of people to bounce your ideas off, your thought partners, they can help you see different strategies that you might not have seen on your own or came up with on your own. Or even seeking additional training. Maybe you just don't have the knowledge that you need to take care of whatever it is. One thing that I've really been putting out into the world recently on my social media and talking a lot about is the fact that when I was in the classroom, I was not great at backward planning and understanding how to collect the right data and use the data in a timely manner. And I certainly didn't know how to always inform my immediate next steps. And I also didn't know how to properly align my curriculum to the priority standards. Well, moving into being a principal, that didn't change, because guess what? I never had training moving into being a principal. I learned how to be a principal and have great conversation and give great feedback, but I still didn't know those 3 things specifically. When I became a dean of instruction, I got the training that I needed to be much more effective at backward planning, data collection, and curriculum alignment. Be sure to revisit your reflections often so you can track your progress and then make adjustments as needed. By actively applying what you learn through reflection, you're not just becoming a better leader, you're also modeling a growth mindset for your colleagues and your students. So here are your action steps. I've already named them, but I'm going to put them in one good chunk so it's easier for you to remember them. Start by learning how to be more reflective, and then schedule some regular reflection time every single day. And when I say schedule it, I mean literally stick it in your calendar so you don't forget. I use Google Calendars and I wear a Fitbit, and so I'm constantly getting reminders throughout the day of the activities that are on my calendar. And that time is one of those times that pops up on my Fitbit. And if you're new to being reflective and journaling, then maybe get a journal that is specifically made for being reflective and has some type of graphic organizer within the journal itself. I didn't go too much into the Gibbs or the Kolb's learning cycles, but check them out. Do some Googling. You may have a journal that's just pages in a book. and you need a little something to help guide you. Look those up, do a little more research, see which one works for you. I'm sure there are others out there. Those are just the two that I named for you today. And don't forget to engage in those reflective conversations with your colleagues, your teammates, your support team. And then don't forget to actually apply your reflections. Put them into practice. It's kind of pointless to be reflective and then not take action on your reflections. Nowadays in education, reflective practice isn't just a nice to have idea. It's a must have for anyone who's looking to lead effectively. When you dedicate time to reflect on your experiences, you're going to sharpen your decision-making skills. You're going to strengthen your relationships. And ultimately, you're going to create a more positive impact in your school community. Being a great leader is a journey of continuous growth and learning. I continue to learn all the time. I always want to refine my skills and get better at what I'm doing. And so I'm very reflective on where I need to grow. And I am constantly networking and collaborating with people who do it better than me so I can learn from them. And I want to leave you with a quote. This is from Linda Darling-Hammond, who actually is someone that I found as I was writing my doctoral dissertation. She was very prominent in educating others about equity in education. And she says, reflection is the lamp that guides the leader through the dark corridors of uncertainty. It sheds light on our experiences, helping us to navigate the complexities of education with clarity and purpose. It's all about being purposeful, being intentional in your action steps. And if you're not reflective, it's very hard to be intentional every single day. Being reflective helps you be the very best version of yourself every day. I want to thank you for tuning in each and every week. I really appreciate all of you out there. I would really appreciate a rating and a review. It just takes a few seconds to hop on over to Apple iTunes and leave me a 5-star rating and a review. On Spotify, you can leave a rating, not a review. Hopefully they'll fix that soon, but you can hit me up with 5 stars and I would really appreciate it because it helps me grow the show. And you might have also noticed that in the show notes at the top, I think, when you're looking at it on your phones or on your computer through Apple, it will say fan mail. And I actually got fan mail for the very first time on my other podcast, and it was super exciting. So hit me up with some fan mail. I would love to hear topics that you want to hear about. I've got tons of connections. I'm sure I can find somebody who can help navigate that conversation with some expertise, depending on what it is. And I would just love to hear from you. Tell me how I'm doing. Tell me what I can fix. I would love to be reflective, and you can help me with that. You can be my support group. Have a great weekend. It is the holiday weekend, so enjoy some barbecue, maybe a last swim before all the pools close. Just enjoy some time with your family. Just make sure that you are practicing self-care and that you are taking some downtime to just relax and not think about school at all for a little bit. I will see you back here, same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.